And in this video, we're going to be talking about what happens after a petty or grand theft charge in the state of Florida. My name is Adam Rossen. I'm the founder and CEO of the Rossen law firm. We are criminal defense attorneys in South Florida, and we believe that bad things happen to good people, and we're here to help them through that and help our clients achieve their best future. Now, as we've talked about before, value of the goods or items, right, is a very important part of these cases in differentiating between felonies and misdemeanors. And what happens after, an arrest or after, you're investigated can depend a lot based on, are we talking about a felony or are we talking about a misdemeanor? So if the value is at the misdemeanor level, which is under $750, then the chances of being, given a notice to appear is much higher. And so a notice to appear is a written arrest. It still generates a criminal case. It is the functional equivalent of an arrest without you being booked, handcuffed, fingerprinted, and taken all the way down to the county jail and having to bond out. So of course that's preferable than going through that process, spending a day or two in jail, getting the mugshot on Google and having to pay money, to hire a bail bondsman. So that's what we call a notice to appear. Now, notice to appears can be tricky sometimes because quite often the police will not write down an apartment number, a suite number, or something like that. So you're getting a written arrest with a promise to appear for a court date, but a lot of times you'll get a notice from the clerk with a different court date and they'll send it to the wrong address because they're not going to have your right information. Okay. Still, that's preferable to being arrested and taken down to jail. But on a misdemeanor petty theft, the police still have that option to take you to jail. It's just they have two options, right? Which one is significantly better for you? Now, if we're talking about a felony, well, there is no option in a felony case for a notice to appear. They're going to take you to jail. They're going to need to book you, fingerprint you, get your mugshot to make sure that this really is you because it's a felony and it's a lot more serious. So if this is a felony case and you do get arrested, well, you're going to be taken down to the county jail. And in Broward County, that's BSO's main jail. In Palm Beach County, that's Gun Club, which is run by PBSO, Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. And in Miami, it's Miami-Dade County Jail. And a lot of these cases, well, it really depends. There's two different scenarios that you would encounter. One where you would show up to jail and they would give you what's called an immediate standard bond. So let's just say it's $2,500 per count and there's two counts. Well, then you have a $5,000 bond and you can bond out immediately and get out of jail a lot faster. Or there might be something, depending on the seriousness of it, called a hold for magistrate or hold for first appearance court. And what happens on that hold means you have to stay the night or the whole day until you see a judge. And then the judge will determine what your conditions of bond are. And when you go through that, through a magistrate or a first appearance hearing, the judge is going to be looking at a bunch of different factors to decide what to do to you. Well, by law, you're entitled to a bond. They can't hold you without a bond after the magistrate judge or first appearance judge sees you. But they could put you on pretrial release or SOR, which is supervised release, basically the same thing. They could put other conditions on. No return to the place, if there was a store or a shoplifting incident, if there's an alleged victim, it would be no contact with the victim. And there'd be obviously the money on top of those things. If they believe drugs are at play, then they could, order drug testing. If they believe that there were any violent charges attached with it, then it could be anger management that they could attach to. If we're talking about pretrial release or supervised release, well, then it's like being on probation while the case is pending. So you may have to call or phone in once a week, once a month. You may have to show up in person to meet with your pretrial release officer once a week or once a month. And they're going to be monitoring you. If you want to travel, most times outside the Tri-County area, you're going to need to get court approval or approval from your SOR officer or pretrial release officer. Those can be very restrictive punishments and penalties while you're still innocent till proven guilty and the criminal case is just getting going. And some of these cases could go on for quite some time. So those are things that we really don't want our clients to have to go through. We would much rather them just pay a monetary bond. And going back to my example, let's say it's a $5,000 bond. Well, there's two different things that you can do. Option one is you pay the $5,000. It can be cash, it can be a cashier's check, it can be a hold on a credit card or debit card, and that money is held and tied up by the jail until the case is over. And as long as you appear in court, in most instances you will be entitled to get that money back or a portion of that money back. But if you don't have that money or choose not to tie that money up for the entire case, what you would do is you would hire a bail bondsman. A bail bondsman usually charges 10%, or so. That would be their fee. So the bondsman would make $500. The bondsman would put up the rest of the money. And if you forget to show up to court or you flee from the country, well, then that bondsman could turn into a bounty hunter to hunt you and take you back to jail so they don't lose out on their money. So there's pros and cons for both. We'll definitely be talking about that in another video. We can link that to this video as well. But really the most important thing on these cases that we tell everybody is we'd much rather have our clients on standard bond than have to risk the court or a judge interfering or being nosy and wanting more conditions. We don't want that for our clients, okay? Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you're really enjoying the series. Again, like our channel, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video. We love to help people out. You can always give us a call. We offer free strategy sessions where we go in depth with your case and really give a full case analysis. See you on the next video.